Hi guys, Rachel, Spunky Misfit Girl here, and I am doing the next steps with this big guy, which I'm gonna leave blank, and just sew some papers in, make it a kind of usable journal. So I did the covers and the closure in another video, which you can hunt around for if you like, if you want to see that one. I debated kind of where to go next with this, if I was gonna just do all the papers off camera and then just sew on camera, but I think that I will actually go through all the papers, so it might be a little bit, maybe a couple of videos for this kind of next step here. So what I did was I just actually took, I actually don't think I needed to or necessarily should have covered this inside with book cloth. Normally what I do is I just glue on an actual bookboard spine inside of here, but since I'm deciding to do this a little differently with this one, I made a spine out of, you know, just kind of, it's not chipboard, it's just like a craft, it's not even super thick cardstock. It's like just a mild cardstock, a little thicker than normal paper, and I glued it to the back of a piece of book cloth that matches, and that is going to be what I'm going to sew my signatures to. So this is really kind of an experiment, trying something new. Not sure how it's going to go, but we're going to put together the signatures for this, and I think, I don't know, on a spine this width, I don't know that I trust myself to be able to fit 3 signatures in here, but we will give it a go and see kind of what's going to happen here. So this is an Alice journal, so I pulled a bunch of, was this the pack that I pulled for Alice? I have 2 packs of papers because I have another journal like this that I'm also doing kind of at the same time. So I've got 2 packs that I thought I had some designated specifically for Alice. I think it might have been this one. There's actually less in here than in this other one. So I don't know. Let me dig and see. Yeah, this is the Alice one because there's some Alice pages in here. Okay, that's fine, but this, I'm probably gonna need more papers. So let's take a look. This is a pretty big book size. So I think I'm gonna not even have to cut down my 8.5 by 11s. This is a very big book size. A lot of stuff is gonna be a little short feeling with that size of book cover, but okay. So I'm just gonna go through and cut my papers. I suppose with that size of book, it's not gonna be a lot really of cutting anything down because it's just not gonna need it. So I'm gonna just, some of these ones that still have white edges on them that I didn't get cutting yet, these won't need it. The rest of these, I do want to cut. The envelope is gonna ultimately get sewn in at its flap here, and I'm gonna cut it so that it's a pocket, but it's pretty long here, so we can leave it a goodly size, and it should still fit. So let's cut that off. And then you'll have your pocket here. I'll glue this inside piece right here too. So that's ready to go. That might be one thing I would do too, is maybe put a piece of paper over the top of that. Make that look nice. Ooh, this guy is pretty flimsy, so I think with this one I will actually give it just a tiny bit of reinforcement. It's just really ripped up and sad. A sad piece of paper. What do I have? There's something that will fit us in an Alice journal. This stuff is pretty. We'll just give that fold a bit of reinforcement there on both sides. So it doesn't crumble and die an early death. Poor sad paper. Ooh, my washi tape doesn't want to go back in the cabinet. The other drawers taking up more than its share of the space. Okay. I am going to be at another market on Saturday. At the time of filming this video, it will be over by the time it goes out, but I don't know if that really quite got, you know what? This poor paper, it's really ripped. It's really fluffy and sad, and I think I might have to ultimately decide to take it out of here. Ooh, it's cooperating. It has this lovely handwriting on it. I do like that, but it is pretty ripped there. Okay, so we'll let that guy be. Fold these guys. Book pages. Here we've got another envelope that's gonna need to be cut. Just don't think this is enough paper. It's embossed. This one. We're gonna need more. Maybe I will do some spray stenciling. Let's see, I don't know if this might be one that's a little too big. Pretty decoupage paper that I sometimes, no, this is a really big book. It's a big nonfiction book. That's the struggle sometimes with using old book covers. Instead of making your own, you can make them to size. All my pages for this are going to be a little bit short because they're 8.5 by 11 at the biggest size, and that's just all there is to it. I had some of these papers that are my designs left over from crafters conventions. Trying to use those up. And then I've been printing a lot of my digitals for videos for Etsy. To try to optimize my listings. And then I have them all printed once I do the video. So I'm using them up in projects too. That's what these are from. I just pulled a bunch that looked like Alice. Good mix with Alice. It's nice to do 3 at once, but sometimes that means you don't quite get all of those edges. Try to go to the inside enough that I'll get it, even if the placement's a little bit off, but it doesn't always work. These are a really beautiful, fairly new set of handwritten letters in French. Those are in the shop. Pretty good seller. Easy to use in really any kind of journal, no matter what your theme is. All right, so let's see what we have here too in terms of, I have a couple more to cut. My Alice ones that are in here, and those are from Victoria Designs on Etsy. Use a lot of their stuff. It's very, very good. High quality. Okay, this funny guy, he's got a price tag on him. That's fun. Okay, this is gonna be a pretty, there's a lot of variety. A little more junky than some of my journals. I tend to make things match most of the time, but I'm in a position now where I need to use what I have. And I'm trying to do a little more of that. Not buy and not print, just whatever is already on hand. There. Oops. Nope. Not quite. That back side needs a little more. All right, and so then ultimately I'm gonna make a couple of bundles of paper here. It'd be nice if I had my bone folder for those creases, but I don't see where I put it, so the pencil works just as well when you don't have it. Okay, let's see what we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Okay, I think what I was intending maybe here was 3 signatures of 10, in which case I would need 1 more sheet. And I just don't know. I mean, I think I should be able to fit 3 signatures on that size, but it's a flimsy thing, and I think that the sewing's gonna be tricky. So what, Alice, what more do we want here? Let's start dividing these up and seeing what we have in each signature first. And then that'll give me a better idea. So let's go like this. That's 3, 4 for each of those. One of these in each, and one of these in each. That makes it nice. Signature 3 will be a little, get all the remnants, but we need some short ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do some short ones in each. 7 and 8. I guess I could probably use some more short ones. Just go envelope in each. So that's 9. And that's, let me do another book page here. See what I have for book pages. Okay, I think that's 10 each for my 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah. Okay, and so then we've got 3 over here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that'd be 10 since I added that book page. I don't have any shorties in this one, but that's maybe okay. So let's put these together. I usually like to have something fairly sturdy on the outside. Since I have these Alice ones, I think I'm gonna make those the front. And then I tried to kind of just flip-flop strong with lighter and big with short. Give some nice variety in here. This one like this. Give us another lighter one. Our envelope. Ooh, he's bigger than everything else. I don't know how I feel about that. I might have to swap him out. Wow, and I actually ended up with a lot of shorties in here. So I'm gonna put this guy here and another shorty. And I don't want a shorty in the middle of the signature, so I'm actually gonna go back, tuck this shorty in here like that, so that we can put this guy in our middle, which is lost. Okay, and then let's take a look how that looks. This one is bigger, but I kind of like that. How that's looking in terms of, I think I'll leave the envelope too, since this book is so big. I mean, the thing is it will, once it's all in there, it will need a little extra room. So actually, let's take it down. I'm gonna take it down just a little notch here. Like that. Okay, so that's my signature. 1, and then we'll do 2 here. This guy, did he get, he's got a little, let's just give him a little trim right off of there. And then we had a lot of little guys in the other one, so let's make sure we get our little guys in here quickly. French, another little guy. this one, and that's signature number 2. Okay, and then for this one, we don't have Alice, so let's take one of these kind of bigger guys. And we're gonna put this one, and this one, splash of color. This little guy. Something strong, and then a couple lights. This guy's taller, quite a bit taller. My decoupage paper and my last coffee dye. And that is signature 3, and it is pretty wonky. I think I'm still gonna trim down this edge. I don't want it to end up being a hassle once it's sewn in there. There we go. Okay, good enough. Now, I wasn't gonna sew, but I think I did bring, oh no, I brought it part way across the room. 20 minutes. All right, that's not bad. Let's see about sewing. Okay, so I am, you know, some people are like super precise about this whole process of making holes and things. I am not. I like to eyeball things. You know, just kind of need to be approximate. So we're gonna want, you know, one in the middle. So if we say right about here, it's one in the middle. And right about here, actually, let's come up a little more. One for the bottom, and then one for the top. And I'm gonna give it a little extra room. That's about, you know, spacing's pretty close. So what I'm gonna do is then just make a little mark on the outside of my papers, and I'm actually gonna flip this around just like this. Clip these together. A little hard with that big piece. It's bigger than everything else. I'm not folding it too harsh. I'm not really creasing it because I don't want it to really take this fold on. I'm just gonna do this to make my holes. So I'm gonna pull these pretty close together, use my awl to poke holes in here. And then I should be able to just take those back around. It can be a little bit fussy doing it this way. But now what I'm gonna do is just poke those holes again so that I can make sure, you know, once I've flipped it around again, I can make sure I can still sew through them this way around. And it's probably not the neatest way to do it, you know. you are really trying to hand bind beautiful books that were not marked up and big clonky holes in them, you might not want to do it this way, but hi, I'm Rachel and I'm junk journaling, and so I am not fussed about how this, that's maybe a little far over, so I'm gonna not punch it right on the mark. Okay, and so then what I'm gonna need is I'm gonna need marks next to these. I don't have a ruler. I just really want an edge. You know, approximately kind of on the same line as that. 1, 2. That'll give us 3. And then same thing here, although I want them to be, you know, kind of lining up with each other. So, you know, I can kind of, it's not going to be perfectionistically straight, but pretty close. They'll lay pretty well together. So I'm just marking these on my spine, and I'm going to poke a hole through each one with my awl, and we're going to sew our signatures. I think I might have ended up off of my cardboard on that last one there, but hopefully that'll be okay. The book cloth is pretty tough and it kind of already has a cardboard backing there too. Okay, so holes poked. So let's poke holes in these 2 and then we'll sew. And I don't know if I will do the sewing on this video or hold off till the next, but we'll see where we get to. All right, so let's poke some holes. We're gonna just pull this. No, first we want to make our marks. So we need our marks on the outside. So let us get our marks in the right place. Let's put this here where we have our marks so we can see, and so we can see how this is going to line up, because they're different sizes slightly, so I want to make sure they're kind of sitting in a good place relative to each other and then relative to the holes. Okay, so that's gonna go like that. And actually, while we have this in here, let's just do this one too. Same thing, that's the same size as that one, so it's not gonna be a big deal. So that's kind of right about there. This guy's right about here, and this guy's right about here. Okay, pokey pokey, here we go. Flip it around. Yes. And we're gonna clip it together. Except our other guy is clipped. I need more clips. I've got these little ones, but with these big clonky signatures, they don't work all that well. Kind of short to catch everything, but we'll make it work using what we have. Okay, I'm gonna kind of get these a little closer together so that I hopefully get my holes on that spine and I'm not super wonky, especially with folding it back over like this. Can be a little tricky. All right, fold back, re-clip. Really doesn't maybe over here will be better to reclip. And we're gonna poke ourselves through here. Tell me it's, I think I'm a little off. That one's okay. I've moved a little from my mark a little farther up, but I don't think it's too much that it'll be a huge problem. So, okay, this guy next, and I'm gonna use paper clips. Hopefully that'll work. I think that's partly because those clips don't work all that well, that one got a little more off than that first one. Let us, wait, we want to flip first though. Flip, flip, flip. These big paper clips work pretty well for this too. On my top and bottom instead of my sides. Okay, holes getting poked. Sewing is one of my favorite parts, actually. I know some people don't really like the process of putting their journal together. And actually, I'm hoping that that's why this will sell, or these will sell. I'm gonna do a couple like this that are blank. I'm actually not even gonna decorate them on the inside. But I love the book making process. I'm actually not in any rush to get to the part of decorating. This part is fun to me. So we'll see. What's nice about this style is that I can charge a lot less for it because the decorating takes so much time. Yeah, this one got a lot closer to being on with our marks. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So I think we will go ahead and sew. Hopefully my phone isn't gonna kaput on me. We have plenty of room. First signature is here. We're gonna take enough thread to go 3 times. It's gonna be too much, but that's okay. Rather have plenty, and I know that that's gonna be plenty. And I'm going to thread my needle. And this is gonna be interesting because I have not done this with this kind of spine before. That is not, you know, it's so flexible. It's just a piece of cloth. So it might be a little bit more of a challenge. So I'm going out through the inside and into my spine. And I'm going to leave a tail about there. It's definitely going to be a challenge to get and keep things tight, I think, on this. Because I'm used to having a little more weight. So I can go up through here, and then we want to go in through here. I can't see. Trying to avoid getting my head in your way, but then I can't see where we live. Yeah, I'm getting a little lost in my hole here. Make sure that is all the right way through and I'm going in the right place. I don't think I was. Oh, I'm getting lost in between. Come on. Don't be a frustrating baby. What did I do? Now I got myself all tangled up. I'm on the wrong side of this. Oh my goodness. Come back through here. I totally lost myself here. Fantastic. Okay. Yes, we do. We want to go through our spine like this. No, like this, because this is our last signature. So right here, we've got a tail. No, we don't. Disaster! Yeah, if you were one of those people who was like, yeah, sewing is not for me. No, I've definitely convinced you that you don't want to do this. Okay, so up through the top of our spine, just like that. I do think I was mixed up before, but I don't know if where I did it in the process. Okay, so now we should be able to come through here, and we just need to find our way. It is not wanting to come all the way through here to my middle. So I'm pushing it a little. It wasn't quite in the right place. It's not gonna be tidy. Not the super tidiest ever. Okay, so now we're going all the way down to our bottom hole. Low power, but we're still filming, so that's okay. Might not make it through all of the signatures, but that is all right. So then we're here. Yeah, look at that. We're getting there. We are getting there. Tight, tight, tight. Inside, through the middle hole, and back through our papers in the middle. And this is the trickiest one because we need to I need a way to hold this. You need one of those fancy sewing things that they used to use. I took a medieval bookmaking class and we used it. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, it keeps wanting to go. It's not coming through. It's sliding inside in between pages and there, just like it did on that top hole. And it's very, very frustrating because the hole is perfectly well defined. It's not an issue. There we go. Okay, let's pull those tight. Here we go. Look at that. Oh, but you know what? I'm a dummy. This journal is a little cursed. Well, fortunately, as frustrating as that was, I did this backwards. Okay. Okay, so hopefully now that my holes are nice and yeah, I'm definitely not going to get through. So I have to do it this way. It has to go this way because this part's going to glue into the book, right? So I don't want to, I don't want the book cloth on the back because then my cardboard will show. Okay, so here we go one more time. And so this is my bottom signature That makes more sense, woman. All right. Through here. And realistically, it's super easy with a pamphlet stitch like this to tighten everything at the end. So I don't really need to be super intense about keeping everything tight, because it will come together fine at the end. And my holes are definitely nice and prepped for me now this time. Better. So hopefully this will be quick and easy. Oh, that middle one still wants to fight me. Oh my goodness. You little brat. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, that was probably one of the most frustrating sewing experiences you'll ever see me have. But I'm just tying a knot around the two and trimming so that these sit inside. I'm gonna unclip these and let you see. And that is how you sew to this spine, and the spine's gonna glue in. I will do the other two off camera and come back to you when we're ready to put the book together. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this was such a frustrating experience today, but hopefully that gives you, if you're a newbie, a little sense of the learning process and sometimes just the creative process and what you have to go through to get your project done. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.